everyone, and welcome to a slightly different playthrough series. Today I'm going to be playing Cities Skylines, and I've got the After Dark DLC that they released. I know there's a new DLC coming out for Cities Skylines soon. I really enjoy this game, but I've been quite bad in terms of not actually sticking with the same city for a long time. I've either dabbled around in the game with infinite money and just kind of messed about with various designs and building up a city, you know, without the constraint of money, or I've got annoyed with my city midway through because of either traffic problems or money issues, or more often than not, traffic issues lead to there being dead bodies everywhere, and then everyone goes, I'm leaving this city, I'm not living next door to a place that smells like rotting corpses, and everything just goes downhill from there. So this is going to be my way of setting myself a city that I'm going to stick with, and I'm going to just, try and build something out of and unlock some of these Steam achievements that have evaded me for so long. So, because I am a Brit, I'm going to have left-hand traffic will be enabled because I am British. That is the statement I was trying to make. And I'm going to call my city Reiject City because it seems appropriate, as this is what I'm making for my channel. And I'm using the Two Rivers map because I quite like this one, if it is the map that I remember. I'm fairly certain I used this on one of the ones that I made a couple of weeks ago, because I've been playing this game quite a bit in my little bits of downtime. So, yes, this is the map that I was thinking it was. I just like the way that you've got this river, very large river, bordering the city here. So I don't have a set pattern to how I start with. You start with, well, I can't remember what the currency is actually meant to be called. We start off with 70,000 currency credits, whatever you want to call them. And I have a tendency to start off with creating what I want my residential area to be. So one thing that always kind of bugs me with this game is you can't actually you can't view the natural resources from the get-go. But if you've played the game a little bit before, you kind of know roughly what to look for to know where the natural resources are. So if you want to have forestry as your industry, you want to go where there's lots of trees. If you want to make farms, it's where the land looks a little bit more yellow, I think, is where it's more fertile. And then I don't think there's any bits on here. In fact, outside of my building area, you can see it there. There is a bit of, I can't remember if I've got this set to record where my mouse is, but you can see that there's sort of a grey patch in the ground, and that's usually where things like ore, as in O-R-E, or fossil fuels, I think is the other resource in this game. So anyway, I'll pause the game for the moment while I just kind of figure out what I want to do for starting where I'm going to build. I've got a feeling that this area in the middle going into the left is going to be all my residential area. So I will try and create something that's fairly close to the edge of the map. And this will be my first residential zone. Nothing too big and fancy. I have a bit of a weird way that I like to do my zones. It's probably not the most traffic efficient type thing at all, but I don't feel like that's going to line up very well. Oh, it's overlapping ever so slightly. It's overlapping quite a bit, actually. That's annoying. If you've not played this game before, one of the cool features is if you are building in the main game mode where you've not got unlimited money, you do get a partial refund if you lay things down and then have to bulldoze them again, which makes things marginally easier. Just for a little bit of experimentation with things like road layouts and that, if they don't quite work, if they don't quite line up properly. You can tweak them, as it were. So yes, I think that will be my main residential zone. I will run shops along the road that goes to the industrial sector, and then I shall I can't remember how you meant to line these up properly. I definitely want that to be my starting point. And this will be my first industrial bit. quite spread out, which is always a pain at the beginning of the game because you've got to lay power lines and things like that until they start actually building and connecting things up. But it will work for me for now. And then what I'm going to do for this city is I'm going to make a road that comes down here and links these two roads. That's quite an expensive road. Or maybe minimise it a little bit. We'll just make it go to there. Just so I've kind of got it there so I know where I want it to be. And then for the time being, that will be the input road and this will be the road coming out. That'll do. This is not, I'm sure anyone who's like a master of this game is going to tell me that this is like the most inefficient road system ever. But you know, this is just, I don't claim to be a master of this game. This is just me playing a city building game. I shall deal with the issues it causes as they crop up. So that's where my shops are going to be. And then this is going to be my industry section. Maybe with more shops down that particular bit. And then this is going to be where all the houses are going to be. So anyone who's played SimCity will be fairly familiar with the concepts of just zoning where you want various types of buildings to be placed. I think that will do. So then we're going to have power, and again, this is one of the things that I really like about this particular map, is that you can be quite efficient with your wind power. So I'm going to pop some wind turbines here. I'll start with just the one, because we have to be conscious of money and the like. And again, I think to be cost effective... Well, actually, no. Yeah, a water pumping station is actually more cost effective. I don't know why, something in my head was telling me that it wasn't. And then we'll throw in the poo pipe, as I like to call it, just a little bit further downstream of where we're pumping water from. And then we'll run a water main there, so everywhere's getting water. I used to play SimCity 4 when I was younger. I used to love that game, but I remember that that game was really intricate with features like this. I remember I spent hours laying down what my roads would be like. Back then I did play the game with cheats just because I was lazy and I didn't really want, you know, I was a child when I played SimCity 4 practically. I had zero financial management skills. I have zero financial management skills now, but that's besides the point. And then I think we can hit play and start letting houses pop up. I'm going to have to run some power lines, but I want to see where they're going to build first. I'll run power lines between these two, so we're getting power to the poo pump. And then we'll just see where houses start cropping up. And they seem to have started here, which is quite handy. Have power. There we go. So we don't have much money, so I'm just going to bring all the budgets down so the rate of money loss is stunted. I think that's the right word, stunted. Me questioning my English skills. And yes, houses are popping up. People are coming to live here. Yay! And Reiject City has started. I didn't quite notice this weird hill, actually. Ah well. That'll do a little bit of landscaping. Why are you complaining that you've not got power? I have put power lines there. Oh, wait. Fine. Now you'll have power. That's just annoying. That won't have to stay there for long, though. Oh, people are already running out of power, so let's add some more to the electric budget. We'll just take it up to 75% for day and night. And that should then mean that I'm generating 5 megawatts. So that puts me ever so slightly in the green. I'm going to have to put more in that budget. I mean, a windmill doesn't cost too much to run. Not windmill, wind turbine, that's the technical term. So yeah, that just gives us enough overhead so that I won't have to worry about it for a little while. And yeah, we'll just put this into triple fast forward for a bit until we start actually making money with the city. We're very nearly at the point where we're not losing money. We're only losing 91, 72, 49, 19 and 2. And now we're gaining 16. And the numbers that we're earning are going up. There we are, and people are just flocking to the city. They're coming in droves. New houses are popping up everywhere. And things are prosperous. So I've got my industry very far away from the residential bit for the time being, because these factories are going to create lots of ground pollution. And until I can start creating districts, which is when I have a population of 850, I can't do anything about what kind of buildings these are. But there we are, we've just got Little Hamlet. Little Hamlet has been obtained, so now things get fun. Now we have to deal with garbage, which I'm going to put on this main road here. I'm going to move it later. But I'm going to pop it there for now, so it's there. And we're going to have a health centre near the residential bit, and we'll have an elementary school. Do we want an elementary school? Actually, no, they can stay uneducated for the time being. I'll put a school in later. It's just extra expense that I don't need at this early point in the game, I think. It's going to mean that I'm going to have a slightly higher crime rate as people come in and I get out of the honeymoon period. And we need more electric. See? More important things need to be invested in first. Why not? Who needs power lines when you've got an actual thing generating power? So that should give me a nice bit of overhead again. Water we're absolutely fine for, and that's still at 50%. We've got water in excess. Right then, triple fast forward. Let's get this city growing. Because I've got plenty of space left. Plenty of land left for them to build on for the time being. Although my demands are quite tame for the moment. There's not much by the way of demand for commercial, which is interesting. So we've not really got any shops popping up except over here. So they go to work and then they go to the shops and they go home. What we got? Sycamore residence. I can't read tonight. It's getting later in the evening. That is what I blame for the fact that I can't read or speak or throw together coherent sentences on the fly. Ah, that's a nice cinematic view. Ah, look at my green-powered city with its wind turbines in the distance. Ah, and we've become a worthy village. Swift and steady progress, although people are complaining about no power again. It's the only problem with wind turbines, they don't generate much each. But I'll just keep adding them to this nice row here where they've got slightly elevated land, they're by the river. So they are highly efficient around these sides. We'll see, houses are still popping up at a steady rate. And if anything, the factories have saturated the bit of land that they've got a bit quicker than I'd planned. That's not a problem. I can work with that. This particular road that I've made go through the middle, I don't know if it's going to... I don't think it's going to extend that way. I think it might end there and might go up the middle. Right now, I'm trying to have a little bit of foresight. I'm trying to pretend that I'm at least partially organised and have a vision of what this city is going to be. Really, I'm just winging it. But no, I will form an idea of what I want this city to end up looking like as things go along. I know in terms of kind of the strategy aspect of it and the actual city planning aspect of it, you're meant to try and foresee these things early on. Because once you start getting higher density buildings and there's more cars on the road and everything, traffic becomes an issue, and that's always been my my stumbling point in the past. Right, we need more water, which is a nice easy fix. We just put a little bit more into the budget. I'm going to give it 65%. I think that will give it... Yeah, that will give it enough overhead for the time being to facilitate further growth. The drugstore is just across the road from the trash dump. And this one's just a generic neighbourhood shop. More power to the people. There we are, an additional wind turbine is in place. And now we are Tiny Town. There we are. And that is like, what, less than 15 minutes of actual gameplay at this point? I think I'm going to need more space for factories though very soon. So we will extend this area, and actually we'll just zone a little bit more around here, give them the option to build there. Oh, but now I can actually zone, so I might just go in and say you're no longer going to be dirty factories, you are going to be the lumber industry. Oh, there was a fire here, which reminds me that I now need to put in a fire station. And I shall put that about here. I don't think it's quite got enough coverage to reach the residential district, but I'm hoping that should anything happen, they will have enough overhead to get there. Right, and for this, I think I might just throw in a school now. A little bit more time's passed. And I can even throw it in there without knocking anyone's houses down. But they're only having an elementary school for the time being. I don't think they need anything more than that. And we're going to have to move this poo pump very soon because it's just polluting all the water going down here. That just looks nasty. Lovely. Back to triple fast forward. Let's get some more pennies rolling in. Yep, demand for residential I'm hoping is going to go up at some point soon. I think we just need to let this place convert all of those nasty factories into nice clean lumber mills and fine furniture. As you can see, all the ground around here is currently polluted, but I'm hoping that this will rectify itself as a bit of time goes on. Let me just... Oh, planting trees is so expensive. I'm going to let the land do its own thing. It's only a very small patch of polluted land. I'm hoping that that will be of minimal consequence for the time being. But yes, I think I will let this road actually end. Will extend it out in the opposite way. So now that things are kind of moving forward, you can see in the actual view here where your natural resources are located. So the yellow bit there, that is fertile land for farming. Forest actually is better to be down here than up there. Although, yeah, it is green around here. We have crime problems. I'm going to deal with that now. We're going to have a police station, and it's going to be on the main road at the... Why is that not covering enough? Fine, I'll have it here. That'll make everybody happy. Go, catch criminals. Let's follow some police cars around, shall we? Where are you going? Oh, that's loud. Those uneducated hooligans are causing problems. So there we are. Our city has all the main amenities. For now, we have healthcare. We have a fire station over in what I would consider to be the most flammable spot in the city. We have a school, although we do need a high school as well at some point. We have a trash dump, which I don't want to keep there long term. And yes, I think we're going to need more power soon. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more power. So throw in another wind turbine. And my demand at the minute is for more residential space. So that shall be accommodated. But I'm going to make it here. And I'm going to do that by extending this. Oh no, I'm going to cut power. I'm going to pause the game while I cut power to everything. Just break the world. And then we're going to have a normal road, and it's going to go this way. Bridge the gaps there, and we're going to extend it out that way. Yeah, that will be more houses. And then that bit will be some shops. We'll have some corner shops there, and we'll have more houses along here as well. Some of these houses will eventually get knocked down as I continue to expand it out. But I'm going to need more water. And I'm going to need the power to bridge across again at some point. I don't necessarily want it to bridge across there, so I might demolish these power lines. Where's the power going? Yeah, that's all being fed by those, so... Oh, no, we're not putting a windmill there. Just bring the power line. There we go. And then everyone will continue to have power. Voila. Oh, I might be getting in the way of some of my construction space. I can fix that later. Once they've built up a bit more, the actual buildings themselves will carry the power across as need be. Yeah, that's all continuing on at a steady pace. Why are you short on workers? I didn't mean to try and rezone that. Are they basically demanding normal factories as well as all this lumber stuff? As well as all this forestry business? I can do that. This ought to be the forestry stuff for the time being around here. So I best make sure I expand that zone before they build. So I want this to be all clean around here. Not dirty and polluted. I can't remember where my natural resources were going. Because all the forestry goes up to there. It's a little bit weaker there. I suppose I could have a section of factories, dirty factories around here. They have to go somewhere, I suppose. I'm gonna have houses running along here. What is the purpose of you being short on workers? I don't get it. What do you... You're saying not enough workers. Maybe these buildings just take more workers than normal factories. Maybe that's the problem. Fill up the residential bits faster. Yeah, because all they take is uneducated workers, so it shouldn't be a problem. Oh, look how nice and clean everything looks. No dirty factories, except for this nasty eyesore here, which I'm going to figure out somewhere else to put it. Ow! Just elbow in the wardrobe. Alright then. All the demand is currently settled for the time being, but finances look good. We've got steady growth in the population. I think we're doing alright. So, I think I shall call a sign-off here and say, yeah, that's the first part of me playing City Skylines, building up Reiject City. Let me know if you want to see more about how I build up the city. And until then, I shall see you in the next video. Alright then, thanks everyone for watching. Bye-bye!